Hello students, it's me, Professor Childers again. Today we're going to talk about hydraulics. Hydraulics is categorized as fluid power. Now, we're back at our amateur trainers here, and I'm going to go over a couple of different things with you real quick, and then we're going to get started with our demonstration. First of all, you notice that I'm wearing a latex glove. Hydraulic oil can get messy, and if you ingest it or rub it into your eyes, it is poisonous. On the side of a bottle of brake fluid or a bottle of hydraulic fluid, you'll notice that there is a skull and crossbones on that, and there is a reason for that. And that is because hydraulic oil, again, is poisonous. So one thing we want to be very careful of is protect your eyes, protect your hands, wear safety glasses, wear latex gloves, and when you're done, make sure that you dispose of these things properly. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about hydraulics. So down below right here is our hydraulic pump. And it's going to make a little bit of noise here when I turn it on. And one thing you want to do is on the side of the hydraulic pump reservoir, you're going to find a gauge of some sort that tells you what the level of your hydraulic fluid is. Also, in these hydraulic pumps, these all-in-one pumps like this one, you have filters in those. And occasionally you need to replace that filter, and you need to replace the hydraulic fluid in there as well. So we'll go over the components of this hydraulic system, and we'll get started and plumb this thing up and make it work. So first off, right here we have a directional control valve. The directional control valve is heavier duty than the pneumatic valve because we're dealing with higher pressure. This unit happens to be a cast iron unit. And you're going to have an outlet, an inlet, and two ports going on each side. The reason why you have an inlet and an outlet is because this is a system that continually circulates the hydraulic fluid. Okay, so this is a closed system. And a closed system means that you've got hydraulic oil being pumped all the time to your equipment. So we'll plumb this up real quick and we'll go from there. Now, you've got, on your pump, you've got a pressure line and a return line. The pressure line is the line that comes out of the pump, and the return line is the line that goes into the pump. Hydraulic hoses are a little bit different in as much as they're heavy duty. They have different connections on them. These are snap connections, okay, quick disconnect connections. They're spring loaded. They have a little ball valve in them, so they won't leak that much hydraulic oil in them when you take them apart. In the real world, we don't use these. What we use is hardline fittings that screw on. You never want to use Teflon tape because these are tapered connections. So the very first thing we're going to do is go over here to our manifold. We're going to take a line out. And you want to make sure that that's connected properly. Then we're going to go over here to the line in on the directional control valve. And again, you want to make sure that you snap on really tight. Then we're going to go from the outlet of the directional control valve back to our return manifold. Just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take them over here to our cylinder. So we're going to take this line here, connect it to the directional control valve, and we'll go over here, and then we'll take this line and we'll connect it to the directional control valve again, and we'll connect it over to the cylinder. Now basically the system is connected. Didn't take long to do, didn't take long to put it together. Now also in this system we can put in a gauge so we can see what our pressure is going to be. This is a flow meter. This tells us how much hydraulic fluid is flowing. This is a cylinder which moves in linear motion. This is a hydraulic motor which moves in rotary motion. And basically I'll turn the pump on, we'll fire this thing up and see what we got. Now I open the valve up, and basically I've got movement to the hydraulic cylinder. that's basically how this system works. Okay, and that is basically how a hydraulic system works. Now, what we'll do is we'll disconnect the system. We'll close this valve. Make sure there's no pressure. And we will disconnect this the same way that we connected it. These are quick disconnects again. They're spring loaded. They'll just come right off. And that's basically the way that works. There's going to be a little bit of residue hydraulic oil that drips off of those hoses. If any of it drips off on the floor or drips off on the boards, take some paper towels, wipe them down, and make sure that you put them in the proper place. Hydraulics is basically designed for power. Pneumatics is designed for speed. And with that, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.